We live. Where's my buttons? Where's my buttons? It like disappeared. Oh my Lanta. I can't even hit the horn. Hold on. Hold on. Where are my buttons?
Where are those
I
buttons?
know. I'm over here. We live and I can't even hit the purge horde. This just doesn't feel right. Where is it?
What is this intro?
Oh, there we live. Jeez Louise. Oh my god. We live. Welcome to Speculation Sunday. We got Just As Danny in the house. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, thanks, Mondo. It's been a busy week, but I'm excited. I feel like we're like veterans now with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We've been on it so many times.
Yeah, honestly, Tiana's uh as many times as I've ridden it, Danny, I still want to get on again. Like I want to do
Oh
it
yeah,
again.
100%.
That's how I feel. I want to do it again. It's been so much fun. Thank you guys all for joining today. We got FL Vlogs 20 months. We live. Let's go. Hell yeah, FL Vlogs. Thank you. 20 freaking months, my friend. Hope you and the family are doing well. Um, I don't know if a super chat went through. I think it did. I don't want to miss out on this. It was before we went live, so I just want to say thank you. Blood. $2. D23 Brazil should spark up lots of conversation. Oh, you best believe we waiting. Maybe we go into that a little bit later on because there's some stuff to say. But thank you, Dragon Blood. D23 will for sure. I like promise you, we'll get everybody talking, and it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. I just went on Tiana's again today. Danny, do you think this is one of the coolest Magic Key previews we've ever had? Just for the fact that like you could keep doing it multiple times.
Yeah, I think I think the stars aligned, right? It's Disney needed to give cast members a preview. They needed to give annual pass holders a preview. And doing the virtual queue rollout just really made them combine the both, and do it in a way that worked really well to like give them kind of the way they were doing it, at least from what I could tell when we were there. All of us who were Magic Key holders who were doing the preview would just get in the general queue, like the standby side, right? After that, you would go through if you had virtual queue.
Yeah.
And then cast members who were mixing in with us were going through the lightning lane. So it gave the cast members who were working the attraction not only the experience of, like getting people on the attraction, but also seeing what it's like to have both a lightning lane queue and a regular queue before it opens to see how they're going to pulse it and like how that works, right? So I think it's a really smart idea. They make both parties happy, and they're also getting the practice in that they want. Something they haven't been doing lately. They've been doing a lot of tests and adjusts with cast members where they give them like a preview of the attraction kind of like after hours or like during, behind closed walls or something. But I feel like this really kind of makes all parties happy and makes them have some good PR for the APs.
Not even that wonderful training. Like you're training without the pressure of like live guests. You know what I mean? Because like, man, training with live guests is a lot different than Magic Key and cast member. Not to say that it's different kinds of people or whatever. It's just these people could come back. Magic Key cast member, they could come back. People that
Mhm.
buy 1 day ticket, this is your only chance, and you want to have the best show possible for everybody.
Yeah.
Johnny dropping a super chat. Fire it up, Johnny! Going to HHN tonight after work. Sad HHN is gone. I know. What was you and Danny's favorite moments? Very good question, my friend. Very good question. What's your favorite moments from HHN this year, Danny?
I really liked the way that they did the. I mean, I always do really like the scare zones that they do on the upper lot. Even though they're like not as immersive as Knott's Berry Farms, I still really like what they do because the cast members or the actors or whoever that are in those scare zones on the upper lot, they get really into it and they really kind of like take on the role that they have for that. But I just felt like my favorite moment was walking through the Murder of Crows. I just felt like the upper lot just felt so much better this year with like the chainsaw punks it right into like the skull lords and then right around the corner into Murder of Crows and then into the luchadores like scare zone. So like there was just really kind of so much to do on the upper lot. It felt like they were doing a good job of like kind of outweigh like the stuff on the lower lot. I like that they didn't have a scare zone on the lower lot. Even with like the roaming chainsaw crew, like I just think it's too hard on the lower lot with all the stuff that's going on. But it really like gave the upper lot a feel of like a lot of stuff going on because sometimes it can feel a little weighted more to the lower lot, and this way it kind of felt like there's more to do, split pretty evenly.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with all that, Danny. Chainsaw Punks into Skull Lords, into the Murder of Crows, into Luchadora. That's pretty stacked for like this little area. And then at the same time, like you have Two Houses, Purge Show, Chucky Show. It is quite a bit of stuff to do in this little area. Yeah, they did a great job. They did a great job.
Yeah.
My favorite moments of Halloween Horror Nights, I just want to say the consistency. The consistency big time. I consistently had just great days. Like I didn't really have a day at Horror Nights where I was like, this day just sucked. I never said that. Like I literally never said that. And I didn't really retire anything until kind of like last week, which was I retired like Dead Exposure, Eternal Bloodlines. I just don't want to do those again. I did retire Chucky Show right away though, but for the most part, everything was just awesome. And Ghostbusters really, really shined this year for me personally. And Quiet Place. Quiet Place has just been awesome. Every time I go into Quiet Place, I feel like I'm in the movie. And at the same time, I just feel like I'm in a ride. Like I'm in some dark ride or something that has Quiet Place monsters. It's been a beautiful year. Beautiful year at Horror Nights. Disney James USA. Bonda Danny are the reason why I started YouTube. Hey, keep it going, man.
Keep it going.
Have fun. When is the Christmas chatter coming? Today! We're going to talk some Christmas. Yeah. I want to talk Christmas. I love it.
Yeah, before we get started, I wanted to mention real quick, for those that don't know, I do a podcast called the 5571 Podcast, and today I posted my 100th episode, which was a pretty big moment. I started it pretty much the weekend of D23 2022. I used to, for those that like have been following me since the beginning, I used to co-host this podcast with David Vaughn. He's pretty big on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and stuff. And he just got so busy. David has like a million things he's always working on. So he had to kind of step away from the podcast, but I wanted to keep doing it because I felt like it was a fun way to kind of just talk about things that I maybe necessarily can't always film right away. Like it's nice to just kind of have discussion on things. So I had a great episode. I I did a week worth of episode releases. So I did 3 episodes this week. I'm counting today as this week because for me, it's still the weekend, right? I don't start work till tomorrow. So, but I released episodes 98, 99, and 100. And then 100, David Vaughn came back to celebrate with me and do an episode where we talked about some of the looming construction projects that are happening at the Design Resort. We talked about our thoughts about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. David had the unique perspective of going on it on both coasts, so he was able to share what he thought comparing the two. So check it out if you'd like. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, wherever you listen to a podcast, you can listen to it. But yeah, fun little moment. It's crazy to think that it's been 100 episodes.
100! Dude, congratulations. 100 is crazy. Like when you're doing number 1, 100 seems like non-existent. Like it's like, when the hell am I going to get to 100? You're here. You're literally here.
I know. I think we've done like who knows how many speculation Sundays at this point.
I don't even know anymore, dude.
It's probably like 300. I don't even know.
We're on 5,000. We got Johnny dropping another super chat. Next year, how about a Jaws house? I would be really scared since I do fear the ocean, but a Jaws maze would be 5 fires. You know, they've done a lot of stuff where it's like fog and then a laser to kind of like show like water. I've seen it in the depths, Trick or Treat and Fright Fest recently. I could see a Jaws maze. I don't know. I don't know how they could pull off a lot of rooms with Jaws, but there could be some cool stuff. I still want a raptor maze. It doesn't even have to be Jurassic Park. It could be just original or a raptor maze. You're being hunted by raptors.
Yeah, and then also before we move forward, there's another celebration which we should have started the episode talking about, which is 5 fires hitting 200,000.
200,000!
because last week, when we did the last speculation Sunday, you weren't at 200,000 yet, Mondo.
I know.
What was the day that you actually hit it?
I have a screenshot. I've been delaying the celebration. I've been so busy with the baby. We're doing like speech stuff and just development stuff. It's like I've been really putting in time into Max. I have a screenshot. Hold on. I still can't believe it. It's unreal. I feel like this 200,000 has been extremely hard. It was.
Now you're on the road to 300,000.
300,000. It was Wednesday at 6:42. Like I actually have a picture where it said 200, like exactly 200. Yeah. Wednesday. What was Wednesday? I don't even know. Wednesday was the 30th, so October 30th. It's just wild. I can't believe it. There'll be a celebration. Just trust me. I just been devoting time into the baby, but I should be a lot more free next week. I just want to say though, like for now, thank you to everybody that has like rocked with me from the beginning, the middle, now the new people that are joining. As I always say, like we're just getting started. I don't feel like I'm on the end of what I'm doing. I don't even feel like I'm in the middle. I feel like I'm still in the beginning. Especially with the futures being so bright of all of these theme parks, and a lot of stuff is coming in the near future, which it's going to be so much fun to talk about next year and in the coming years. Because when you really think about it, all that stuff Josh tomorrow talked about, it should all be coming in 5 years. So things will be.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's insane. Coco, Avatar, Avenger expansion, in the very near future, Walt Disney animatronic, like it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get very, very crazy. But I just want to say a big thank you to Danny. Without Danny, none of this would have ever started, honestly. And I couldn't have asked for a better friend to go through all of this, because there's not been one time, Danny, that I feel like you're sick of talking about theme parks. Like I feel like you've never like there's never been a moment where you're like, I don't want to talk about this shit right now. It's like you've always been open to have these conversations of theme parks. And it's wild because we started a lot of this stuff, or we did start when nothing was open. There was nothing to talk
Yeah.
about other than like I think I hear a noise and it's music playing in
Yeah.
in the the trams at
Hmm.
Disneyland.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think I think they're gonna make us walk the tram route. Come to find out, we did. Did they make us pay money? Like, did you have to pay $35 and still walk it?
Yes. I
It
don't
was
think it was 35 though. I
it
think it
was
was
like
30.
20, 30. Damn. Hey, come park your car and walk this long ass tram route. But thank you so much. 200,000. There'll be a celebration this week.
Yeah, yeah,
It'll get
we
done.
definitely gotta do a celebration.
Yeah. We got a super chat from O Plez. I think it's the first super chat ever too. O Plez, thank you. When do you think Haunted Mansion construction will be finished? Do you think it'll be completed before Food and Wine starts? You had a chance to
Yeah,
look at it, Danny. You were there a little bit ago. What do you think? What's it looking like in
yeah.
person?
I think it's gonna be done for sure before the end of the year. It's very clear that Disney does not want. It was pretty obvious. All the rumors and articles that were being posted uh, were pretty clear that Disney kind of was hoping for this to be done by October, maybe September. Um, but they with this gift shop being the exception, I think this gift shop was always sort of planned for like the November December timeframe, but
The
but
extended
the,
queue.
the extended queue. I definitely do not think that Disney wanted to debut Tiana's Bayou Adventure on virtual queue and Haunted Mansion on virtual queue. It just isn't a good process. They don't need it for Haunted Mansion, right? And it's a guest dissatisfier if you have two attractions that are have that barrier to entry and no way. And for Haunted Mansion, there's no way for them to even accommodate Lightning Lane, which they want to do, right? So the only reason why Haunted Mansion's running virtual queue is because there's actually no queue for you to wait in. So they need to have something for you to wait in, so they don't have it. Every day I've gone over the weekend, they've been working feverishly on these locations on Saturday, on Sunday. They're not stopping. So they want this done. It's very evident. They're building a huge mausoleum in the queue up on the hill. I don't even remember seeing that in concept art, but it's something that I've seen emerge now, Mondo, as I go ride the Mark Twain or just walking, even walking like on the main pathway. You see the giant mausoleum up on the hill where like they usually have the pumpkins during Halloween, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's kind of different. The trellis is almost done being built there, where they're essentially going to have shade over you when you're waiting in line. So, to our knowledge, because everything's speculation, right? This is speculation Sunday. To our knowledge, the speculative reason as to why it took so long was like permitting issues. They built two brand new elevators or one elevator, I'm not sure. I think it's two, that the guests with disabilities will be using to access the attraction. And those are kind of sort of located in the area where the Fast Pass machines used to be, like towards the back of like the Haunted Mansion where the train is. So there'll be a new entrance there for disabled guests. So they don't have to go through the regular experience and then break the magic going up the elevator in reverse, which was never intended to be seen by guests, right? But it was really the only way they could accommodate disabled guests down into the Haunted Mansion without transferring out of a wheelchair. Um, and so this new elevator was built for them, and it sounded like there was some permitting delays with the state of California, maybe even the city of Anaheim, that caused some they can't work on anything right until you have permits to do so from the government. So they kind of just have to sit there and like wait. So I think a lot of things sat for a while, and we kind of saw that, right? Mondo would showcase that during his updates, where we saw like dirt there for a really long time and no one was doing anything.
Mm-mm.
I think it was all permitting delays. So I
And there was
think
just
Disney
a
wants
big
it.
hole, a big hole for a while.
Yeah,
It just sat there.
I think Disney just wants it done, but they can't get it done fast enough, so they're trying. So I feel like the moment it's ready to go, they're just gonna drop the walls because the walls cause problems during Phantasmic. Even just during the day, it's a huge issue. For whatever reason, people just don't take the pathway closest to Rivers of America. I don't understand why. It's so funny because even when I was there this weekend, which was pretty bad during Dapper Days, it's so funny, Mondo. You look at that pathway on the upper part there where the construction's at, and it's jam packed, and people are barely moving. Sometimes it's coming to a stop. But then you look at the same pathway on the lower level where the river's at, and it's like there's 3 people on it.
Hmm.
It's like no one goes down there. It's almost like they should direct traffic there. But uh, so I feel like Disney just wants it to be done. So I can't imagine, to answer this question, like Food
I
and Wines in March.
I
That's
found
like
this
so
picture
good.
finally. It's from Critter Club HQ on Twitter, so credit to them. That's the mausoleum, I guess is what it's called. The Danny's talking
Yeah,
and that's supposed to be an elevator for like it's not even part of the elevator scene. I'm talking about a different
yeah,
elevator.
it's for disabled guests. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to get it done, and they can't get it done. That's the honest truth. Uh, let me see. Let me see. I'm just reading.
We had Drugel says, "Do y'all dislike the queues? I kind of like them. What are the cons of the queues?" Well, I mean, for those that I think the cons of the queues, Drugel, I'm not necessarily against them. The cons of the queues is the average guest doesn't really know that they exist. To be honest, maybe only people watching this show or the people that are into theme parks actually even know they exist. The average guest doesn't really do that much. Uh, research before their Disney trip. They're just coming to enjoy Disneyland, and they see that Haunted Mansion's open, and they want to experience it. And they walk over there, and then they find out that they had to have done a virtual queue at 7 a.m. And I think it's just a detractor for a lot of people. It's confusing, and so it's for the people that know it. They can get one. They like it because there's not that long of a line, but the average guest, it's not really a very good experience.
We got Becca45 dropping a super chat. I heard all 3 episodes this week and I enjoyed them all. Let's go!
Thanks, Becca.
Heck yeah. We got FL Vlogs dropping a super chat. Congrats, 200K subscribers as well. Man, so keep it up. Man, let's go. 1 milli by fire. I can't even think of a million. That's like, I don't know. I guess I should think like that, but dude, a million. It's just insane. 200,000's insane. I remember my goal was just to hit 1,000 to get monetized, and like that was like the hardest thing ever. It's so crazy
That
to
was
think
very
about.
hard back in the day.
Oh, I hated it. I hated it. It was just nuts. FL Vlogs, thank you, brother. Let me see. Hard work pays off eventually, man. I'm trying. Got to take care of this boy. 40 months for Jess. Congratulations, amigo, for 200K. Feel free to keep sharing the Five Fires channel with your friends and family. Fire. 40 freaking months. Wow. Jess loves coffee. Thank you for all your time and work you've done.
She's one of the OGs.
Thank you to Arlene. So happy for the both of you guys. Love all the context you guys bring. Love being part of this community. You guys have made this community like we I feel like this community has had such a good like vibe for so long, and I feel so comfortable always talking to you guys. It's like we're just hanging out with friends every Sunday, literally every Sunday, hanging out with friends. I'm getting so wet on Tiana's. Why can't Disney add lockers near Tiana's like they have at Grizzly? I need to swap shoes. Do you think Disney cares to add lockers, Danny, or it's just they would have done it
I
already,
honestly thought
right? They would
I
have.
honestly thought that here's a weird move that I don't understand, and I love. Let me just put it on the record. We already talked about it, but I love what they've done with Bayou Country. I think all the changes they made in the land look really really good, and everything's done phenomenally, and just fits like it always kind of looked that way. The only change to me that's really weird, and it's still jarring even to this day when I look at it. It doesn't look like it's completed. It's actually like they just stuck it there. It's the way that the Tiana's foods truck is placed at the exit. Um, if you remember that part of the exit of Splash Mountain, there used to be like a pretty big covered alcove right there, and it was like underneath the drop, and it's still there. It's not gone, but they just randomly stuck this wooden fence in front of it, and it almost looks like the wooden fence is like gonna come down, like it's a construction fence, but it's a permanent fence because it's attached to like all these power lines and stuff that are part of the theming. But they just like stuck that truck in front of it, in front of like a fake wall, and they didn't bother to retheme that space that's behind it. They just stuck the wall in front of it. And I had always pictured that they would put lockers right there because it's a pretty big space back there. But now
That,
it's just like kind of a dead space.
that's true. I could see that be locker because it doesn't affect nothing. It's just the back.
Yeah, it doesn't affect nothing.
Yeah, that's true. I
I
didn't
just
even think of
I kind of pictured the truck going a little bit more like closer to where. Well, to be honest, I thought the truck was gonna go where the photo op is. I didn't expect the photo op to move outside, so
yeah.
that was when I saw that. That was like a big change for me. So that kind of changed how I thought things were gonna go.
Thank you for all the congrats on the 200K, everybody. Love you guys. We got Patricia with the super chat. Congrats, Danny, on 100. Let's go. On the road to 200, Danny. I feel like you're going to have a lot to talk about soon, Danny, especially with D23 Brazil. All right. I want to get this party started. I'm going to start off with
Well, let's get the little bit of Disney news out of the way first.
Disney news. Okay.
There's
Okay. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
so one thing that's happened between now and the previous Speculation Sunday that we did was that Disney finally released the official news on how you're going to access Tiana's Bayou Adventure, right? We knew that it was probably going to be virtual queue, but we didn't know. Previews were virtual queue, but Disney didn't say yet how it was going to be on November 15th, what was going to happen. And we didn't know last week if it was going to be individual Lightning Lane or Lightning Lane multipass. And so Disney confirmed. So they're going to do virtual queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure at 7 a.m. and at 12 p.m., just like they're doing now for previews. And then Tiana's Bayou Adventure will be part of the Lightning Lane multipass, just like Splash Mountain used to be. So you can buy the regular multipass Lightning Lane for the day, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure will be part of that. You don't have to spend extra money to get an individual Lightning Lane like you do. The only thing that's kind of unclear, and our friend Scott Gustin actually posted about it, it talks about having multiple virtual queues, and this is only right now because Haunted Mansion's doing virtual queue too. But like we said earlier in the show, once Haunted Mansion's queue's done, it's going away. They're just going to put it back to the way it normally is. We don't have to worry about it for too long. But at least right now, in this period where Tiana's Bayou Adventure opens in a couple weeks, and Haunted Mansion's also on virtual queue, basically what this blurb is saying is you can only get one virtual queue at a time, but it's unclear as to whether or not you can get more than one, just one at a time. So when I'm reading this, Mondo, and if you want to read that little picture too, I don't
Yeah.
understand. So it says if more than one attraction is using virtual queue, guests will need to enter those virtual queues one at a time. But guests may enter a virtual queue for an attraction and one for entertainment, or two entertainment offerings at the same time. So
This is
basically what they're saying here is
World of
you can
Color.
get Tiana's and then you can get World of Color, and that's no big deal. But you can't do Tiana's and Haunted Mansion. But what's not clear to me is can
Well,
you get Tiana's and then go back in and get Haunted Mansion if there's some left,
God,
or can you just not do it?
this must be so damn confusing for a one day guest. So
I don't
what you
know.
got to do at 7 a.m. is you got to get a Tiana's virtual queue, and then you got to get a Haunted Mansion virtual queue. And if you do that, then you got to head on over to World of Color at some point and get that virtual queue. And if you don't get that one, there's another chance to get another virtual queue. Like what?
Yeah, so it's what's unclear, and I still don't understand if it's true or not. And truly, we probably won't even officially know, because someone could say it is this way, and then Disney may not even honor it that way. The only way we're truly going to know for sure is when we actually test it out on opening weekend. If you can get a virtual queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and then immediately go back into virtual queues again and book one for Haunted Mansion, or is it going to say you already have one and you have to use it first? We
Right.
won't know that until the opening weekend, because I feel like even people who are saying yes, you can, Disney could change that.
Yeah, I got one for Tiana's and Haunted Mansion on one of my preview days. But I don't know if things change on November
Yeah,
15th, because they could totally be like, you get one, buddy. You ain't getting two.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
say, I don't want to tell people, and that's why on my podcast I didn't tell people either. I was like, I don't want to say definitively until people have tried it that weekend, because that, like Mondo said, they could just be like, nope, you
Yeah.
don't do that.
Like November 15th could come in like, hey, you pick one or the other.
Yeah, so that basically that's what it is. And theme park IQs in the chat brought up a really good point. The Lightning Lane Premier Pass, which is the like the $400 one that you can buy to get just to go into the Lightning Lane queues. Obviously, since Tiana's part of MultiPass, that's a good point to bring up. It will be part of the Premier Pass too, so that's another option for you to if you don't want to have to book it, right?
Yeah. We got 40 months. Crystal and Cruz. Let's go. Bonfires. Congratulations on 200K, Mondo. Love you, Crystal and Chris. Love you. I hope I get to see you guys in a little bit. We'll be live streaming from Horror Nights very soon, like literally within a couple hours. But thank you, Crystal and Chris. Love you guys. Also, to Kidder, Danny, congrats on 100 episodes. By the way, I tried Hungry Bear Barbecue, had pulled pork, and it was meh. 2 out of 5 fires. Fries were 5 out of 5, and so was the banana pudding. Want to try the brisket now? I don't know. I haven't tried the pulled pork. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know about the pulled pork. But the brisket sandwich was incredible.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. Especially if you're taking your barbecue sauce and you're just like taking off the bun and like dripping. I think that's how you're meant to do it, right? Like drizzle it all over the sandwich. That's I feel like the best way to do it, and really just brought out the flavors and so good. So
Also, my Tiana log had 2 inches of water. What happened? Thankfully, I had a poncho and didn't get drenched like everyone else in my log. And everyone else that seemed to ride it Saturday. Everybody's getting wrecked. Everybody.
yeah.
Everybody.
By the way, thank you, Kidder, for the shout out.
Does Tiana's become harder to get come November 15th, Danny?
Yeah, I think so, because you're now against the pool of not just Magic Key holders, but of all guests, right?
Woo! Everybody.
And it's going to be known that it's open right now. What you're experiencing when you walk into that area of the park, a lot of people you're hearing verbally say, "Oh, it's open. Oh, there's people on the ride." So like a lot of people don't even know it's open, right? Only Magic Key holders that really know about the previews. And even then, like just at my work in general, there's a lot of annual pass holders at my work. None of them even know that they're even doing previews for Tiana's. So it wasn't even really all that. Like we know about it, like I said, because we follow the news on it. But like,
was there even an email that got sent out like, "Hey, we're doing Tiana preview"?
I'm sure there was, but
I don't feel like I got it on mine.
emails.
Yeah. I still feel like there is a lot of Magic Key holders that's like, there's previews right now? What the hell? I didn't know that. How do you do it? Patricia! super chat. Cheers to 200K, Mondo. Fires, Patricia. Thank you. Fired up. Thank you. I'm excited. I won't be here for November 15th. I'll be in Florida. But good luck. May the force be with you, everyone. May the force be with you.
Yeah, I'm glad that you got to do it all the rides now, Mondo. Because I was always worried about that. I was like, dang, it sucks that Mondo's going to be gone during that time. But now it's like you've done it all.
It's old news. Tiana's old news.
The only thing that I'm not going to sure that so Lewis's Critter Club, that's another bit of news. We found that out as well. Lewis's Critter Club actually opens the 13th. Are you going to be here for that?
I don't even know. I think like I don't even care. I'm in like Disney.
Well, the only reason why I say that is because I feel like when they open Lewis's Critter Club, they're going to debut all the merch.
That's true. That's actually true.
Because right now they've got Raised Brays open, but they're like holding back the merch, I feel, until Lewis's Critter Club opens.
That's true. I do want to be there for Tiana merch and stuff like that. I want a Spirit jersey if they have one. I would like to get one. I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, if I'm here, I'm gonna go then. I didn't think about the merch. It's so weird that they're holding off the merch. Just drop it. Ain't nobody care about November 15th or 13th. They're waiting for that media to get there and blog all about it. Anything else with Disneyland, Danny?
Not really. Those were the main topics. We found out about Tiana's. We know Lewis's Critter Club. The only other thing that's kind of worth mentioning with Disneyland is during this transition period of like Halloween to Christmas, there's still a lot of closures, like Small World and stuff like that. So just like keep that in mind when you guys are coming, knowing what attractions are closed, which ones are still open during renovations and things that are happening. It looks like the train's closed, but it's open. So there's just still a lot of construction going on at Disneyland. That's going to be the case, right, for a little bit. But I feel like other than that, we're kind of in this weird transition period. We don't know just yet, like how, like what the offerings are going to be for food yet. We haven't gotten that.
Shocked.
We don't know.
I'm shocked we don't have a Disney Christmas foodie guide already. I'm shocked.
I know, or even at least like who's going to play at festival holidays? You know what I mean?
All the bands.
Oh, before you go, I wanted to can you click that video, Mondo, for Dia de los Muertos yesterday?
Oh, the on your Twitter?
Yeah, we'll show them that. Did you have a chance to see that Coco show at all when it was here, Mondo?
I did. I saw it one time, and that was it. It was a one-time for me. Yeah, it was just like, I saw it.
So is this? I'm confused. Is this the show that they're gonna have when they don't have, what do you call it? The other one?
Oh yeah. So you're talking about Viva Navidad?
Yeah.
And then Encanto. So the little bit things that I've heard about this Encanto thing, it's sounding more like it's like a cavalcade kind of thing, like a cavalcade scenario. I don't know if does Plaza de la Familia survive in a Christmas time, Danny? I don't even remember anymore.
No, it changed. It usually changes to Viva Navidad, and I still think the area will change to Viva Navidad, even though the show's only being done on like weekends for like the first part.
Yeah. Friday,
but
Saturday.
I think it's going to still change to Viva Navidad because it's kind of the way it's always been, and they have the decorations for that and everything. So.
Yeah, I've heard it's more of a cavalcade. That's like as far as I can say. I wish I could say more. So when there's no Viva Navidad, there'll be like an Encanto, Coco, maybe something else, cavalcade kind of scenario.
Theme Park IQ in the chat, Mondo says Foodie Guide comes out tomorrow.
Well, there you go. I that's what I said. I was shocked. Why doesn't it drop today? Well, I'll definitely do a 1-hour video tomorrow because I know that foodie guy is going to be long as hell. Man, that's crazy.
Mondo's working from home tomorrow.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. Darnell W dropping 2 Stop Mars, Darnell W. Thank you, Mondo, Danny, for the last 40 months since finding you. You brightened so many of our lives. No, thank you. And we're about to start Christmas galore. For Christmas, I will be at Disneyland a lot. Like, I'm talking about a lot. Halloween, like I said it very early on. There ain't nothing going on at Halloween at Disneyland. And my heart was at Horror Nights, honestly. That's really where it was. And Fright Fest. I did have a lot of fun at Fright Fest.
Oh, the last bit of news I forgot. How
W,
can we forget, Mondo, was we got pricing and booking availability for the Star Wars Premium Dining Fireworks Viewing Experience.
Yeah, we got to go over that.
Just real quick. So they have an official name for the Star Wars. So essentially, if you guys have ever watched,
they're calling it something. I didn't know they were calling it something.
So if you just go to Docking Bay 7 on the Disneyland app or the Disneyland website, it takes you directly to the page for the restaurant, right? And on the page for the restaurant, if you scroll down a little bit,
hold on,
it actually tells you that essentially, I'm trying to load it right now. It's like taking forever to load for whatever reason. But there's actually, it talks about how the experience, and I went over it a little bit too on the podcast. But essentially, it is a dining experience, right? So it's a little bit more than a dessert party because it's coming with dinner and dessert and a drink too, like a mixed kind of like quasi cocktail drink. Now the special part is they're gonna actually serve alcohol in this. That's what it's called, Mono. Docking Bay 7 and Food and Cargo Nighttime Gathering is what it's called. Nighttime Gathering. So they have options like the fried cheeseburger croquette bites, apricot goat cheese topped with honey za'atar, sour cherry gel. So like if you looked at the pictures that they showed, a lot of people who had been on the Galactic Star Cruiser said it looked like some of the food that they had offered, even like the way the dishes were done, those dishes looked like the ones from the Galactic Star Cruiser. But they're going to have those specialty kind of like mixed cocktails with that souvenir glass that comes with your experience. So you get that drink. And in addition to that, you also get Black Calf Cold Brew, which is like a popular dish there, right? A drink. And then they also have blue milk flavors too in the cream puff. That's your dessert. So like the viral drink there, the Black Calf Cold Brew, they've got a cream puff that tastes like it, and then they also have blue milk ones too. So there's it's a fun experience. I don't know how filling the food is, but all that's to say, you get the food, you get the dessert, you get that drink. You can buy cocktails that are not included in the experience, and it costs $89. So, and this is $89 per guest. There's no distinction between children and adults. Anyone who's 3 and older will be paying $89. So it's a pretty hefty price tag. And when you're in the $89 price range, you're in the premium viewing category range of Fantasmic, which includes like a dinner you would experience at Blue Bayou. So is this worth it to you for a similar experience that you would do at Fantasmic? I was talking about it, Mondo, as like you kind of have to decide. Most families, if they're gonna do this, they're only gonna do one. So which one's more important to you?
Let me say this: you're a Star Wars fan. Who cares? I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Yeah,
$80.
And I think
this is the same crowd that was paying $5,000 for a 2-day hotel. $90, big deal. That's how I think. And I think Star Wars fans are going to look at it.
The distinction here too, Mondo, is there are, like Mondo said, there's huge Star Wars fans, and the distinction here is that this is going to be exclusive to Disneyland forever. Even if, let's say, they built another copy of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Paris, right? Right now in Hollywood Studios, they don't shoot fireworks from back there.
Nothing.
The park does have fireworks, but they don't come out from that area. So this is exclusive to Disneyland. Same with the Bard, droid and all that stuff. Like, this is an experience that people who would fly from Florida that normally go to Florida would want to come and absolutely make sure they're experiencing on their trip to Disneyland, and they want to have like the best possible viewing experience for it, they're going to pay the $89. And if you want to know where you're watching it, it's on that outdoor patio right there in front of Docking Bay 7, which is right now where most people camp it to get that spot anyway. um, but now that'll be cordoned off for guests that have paid for this experience. And it'll be standing room only, so there won't be any. You're not going to be sitting down and eating. There are 3 service times for your food, so you can book 8, 8:30, or 9. Just keep in mind, if you're booking 9, you're gonna have to scarf that food down real quick, because 9:30 comes fast when you sit down with food.
Do you think you're sitting down watching fireworks, or you're standing?
No, you're standing. It says specifically right there. When you It says, right above it, then enjoy. The sentence starts with then enjoy.
Oh, right here.
Then
Right.
enjoy exclusive access to a standing view area of Falcon Overlook, and watch it in awe as the skies above Batu burst into color during Fire of the Rising Moons. So
Damn. I really wanted to do it with Danny until I saw it was $90. I was kind of like, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, that's like unlimited, all you can eat sushi 2 times. That's like that kind of money, you know. But hey, it's another offering at Disneyland. You're a Star Wars fan, I recommend it. I do enjoy myself some Star Wars fireworks. It's I love watching the fireworks in Galaxy's Edge. It is a great experience. All right, let's change the topics completely, Danny. Let's move on. Let's move on to something that broke this week. Let me hit the video. All right. Quick thoughts, Dan. Quick thoughts and reviews on this one.
Yeah, I think it's great to bring the Horror Nights experience to something else other than the theme parks, right? Universal's been doing a really good job of kind of these smaller parks they're trying to do, and this horror experience being in Vegas, I think is a really fun thing, right? People come to Vegas for really
Like unique
immersive,
things, yeah.
like neat different things, right? They've got such unique things in Vegas that you don't see anywhere else, and um, maybe people who are native to Las Vegas or are traveling to Vegas on a work trip or whatever, they would want to do something like this because they've never been able to do Halloween Horror Nights. It's great, but they're going to have a lot of mazes that we've experienced before, right? Like Scarecrow, Exorcist, the Believer, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Universal Monsters. Probably, they'll have like different ones rotating out in that one. But the cool part about it is, in addition to those 4 mazes, which probably will have pretty good sets considering that they're permanently year round,
Yeah.
are going to be much better than the sets that we would have in an event that's only a few months.
Yeah, not in a tent.
Yeah, not in a tent, in an air conditioned warehouse, like. But they're gonna have themed lands in between the mazes that serve like food, like small bites and cocktails, where monsters are gonna roam around too. So it's almost like little mini lands and like scare zones where you can kind of sit and enjoy a drink, get some food. So I think that's a really cool unique experience. I want to try it for the first time when it opens.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm definitely gonna be going there during that first year, 100%. I really do hope. I mean, it makes sense, Mondo, that it would open during the Halloween season next year. All we know is that it opens 2025, right?
That's all we know. 2020.
Yeah. I just really hope they don't debut it during haunt season, so we have to like go out there. It would be cool if they debuted it in the summer,
Yeah, summer's
kind of like kick it off.
perfect to lead
Yeah.
into haunt season.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it would give all the workers like time to really build up because this event during Halloween is going to be sold out or at capacity, and they have to like slow down the pace of people.
Hmm.
It's going to get so busy.
So my question to you, Mondo, is like, I
What?
paid, I paid I paid like 200 around $220 for my ticket on opening night of Halloween Horror Nights with express and access to the park. Um, with that price, I get to ride and experience attractions at Universal Studios, in addition to the mazes, which they have 9 during Halloween Horror Nights, and I also get access to front of the line. Are
Mm-hmm.
we expecting a similar price point, even though there's only 4 mazes and no attractions?
$200 experience. When you think about it, though, your ticket at a theme park, you're still getting a theme park. You know what I mean? This is you're just getting 4 houses. um, I think it's Vegas. It's going to be expensive. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what the hell the pricing of this could be. You know what I was saying? Let me tell you where my mind is, Danny. I have a feeling you're buying houses. So just because you show up and pay doesn't mean you get to do all the houses. I have a feeling you're going to buy a ticket for like Texas, one for Exorcist, and you're like, I don't want to do the other two. That's what I think is going to be. So like a la carte. That's what I've heard nothing. Nobody's told me nothing. That's just my opinion. The reason why I say that, I feel like they're gonna go kind of like more the escape room route, Danny, where like you're not getting all of them and just you're not getting them all for one price.
Okay.
You got to buy every individual, and I think that's a great way too to break up the crowd. That's what I think.
Do you think they're going to have an annual pass option for this?
A lot of people were saying that in the comments of Twitter that like I can't wait to buy a pass. Um, what does that even cost? like $200, I guess, because a frequent fear to Halloween Horror Nights was 175 or 215, whatever the hell, whatever it was when you bought it. Um, I don't know, dude. This is a tough one to think about pricing. Some of the things that I've thought about now. Do you think they built these sets that we're seeing like outside somewhere, kind of like a proof of concept? Because look at this. This kind of stuff don't exist at Orlando or even Hollywood. We don't have these kind of things. I have a feeling that they built these as proof of concept somewhere, and they're like, I think that's what it's going to really look like in person, dude. This like B-roll right here.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the ability to spend the money and do it because they can just focus on that year round, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if they don't hit a good price point, and the initial thoughts are negative because of the price point, I feel like that can really make or break the success of it. Even though, like, we
Or
know
it's too
those are
expensive.
mazes, yeah, we know that those mazes um, are popular as far as the way they were when they were at Halloween Horror Nights in the theme parks. Um, it's not necessarily like a guaranteed win though if they charge too much money.
Yeah.
But they also can't charge too little and have just like
Crazy crowd.
insane no availability like every night's sold out or something.
I think it's going to be wonderful. I'm very excited. Um, I the lineup is still kind of like I don't know how to feel about it, but I will be there day one for sure. I want to be a part of that, and I can't wait to see where it takes us. This is just the beginning, you know. So big things to come from that. Crystal and Chris say a 1 day attraction pass for Area 15 starts at $50 and includes access to 9 attractions. We see them charging that just to enter Horrors Unleashed. Yeah, we'll find out. It can't be too cheap though, because yeah, it just be insane. It'd be insane packed. All right, let's move on. We're gonna stick with this universal theme outside of California.
I am Dr. Victoria Frankenstein. Together, we will finish what my great-grandfather started. Show them.
Monsters Unchained has the most technologically advanced animated figures that have ever been built in the attraction.
These are monsters for the next generation of fans. We wanted to make sure that we kept everything that was familiar, kept everything that was the essence of these monsters. But we wanted to take it to another level. These monsters are scary.
These animated figures are moving faster than any figures we have built, and we have so many of them. We have 14 animated figures across this ride floor.
And they are visceral, they are powerful, they are intense. And from a technical standpoint, they exceed beyond everyone's wildest expectations for what an animated figure can do.
How do you feel about this video, Danny? How does it make you feel?
It's crazy just to see like how realistic their movements are, and especially like the creature from the Black Lagoon that looked scary.
Yeah.
So and even like Dracula too. It almost makes you wonder like at what point does do they start using some of these things maybe in like Horror Nights at one time in the future? You know what I mean?
That would be great. One of these at you during one of the horror night, like just yeah, I can see it. Hey, they use Quiet Place animatronics. Just saying. Oh man, it's like hard to get more hype for Epic Universe than like what we already are. You know what I mean? Everyone's been sold. It's cool that we get to see these things again. Or not again, but like we get to see these things as like a first preview. How do you feel about like Epic Universe and the pricing tactics that they're doing right now?
Yeah, we talked about it a little last week. I'm a little disappointed that you can only go 1 day, right? Like, I've already decided personally that I won't make a special trip to go down there because I don't want to fly out to Orlando just to be able to only go to Epic Universe for 1 day. You could go in that day and there's an attraction downtime. Let's say this ride, right? And I can't get on it the whole day, and because it's broken, and then I can't get in to the park another day, even though I have 3 other days to go to. I have to go to the other parks, and so it would just be disappointing to me. And so I'd rather just wait until like the initial hype dies down and I can go and experience as many days as I'd like to at Epic Universe, depending on how many I'd like to buy. So I feel like that's what I'm going to wait for. I don't really want to be forced to just go for 1 day. I definitely know I won't be like one of the first ones to get in there, so that's not going to make a difference.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah,
Like,
I'd rather just like let the.
being
I mean, it
first
is
irrelevant.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about being at a theme park on opening day. Like me and Mondo will probably never experience a theme park of this magnitude opening again in our lifetime, right? Unless something crazy gets announced from Disney or something like that. But I've done it once. I was there for Disney California Adventures opening day, so I know I know what it's like. So I could say I've done it once, but I think there's a lot of people that want to be there to experience that, and it will be a really historic moment for sure. You'll always be a part of that, the history of that park. I just, for me, don't want to, you know, like if I was flying out there for something else and like doing, but like trying to do Disney World and that at the same time would just be like way too much money.
It's and like too much time to try to do uh Epic, Islands, and Universal, and then head to Walt Disney World and try to do however many parks you're trying to do over there. That's like 2 weeks, maybe more.
Yeah,
And that's
and
like
every
you at high energy at all time. Like you're tired. There's a
yeah,
lot of walking. It's hot.
and every single one of these lands has a crazy technologically advanced attraction, like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, the Monsters Unleashed ride, the all the stuff in Nintendo World. Like, so there's gonna be like big downtimes on
And,
these rides, right?
and
So
How to Train Your Dragon has like the roller coaster, and then they have the Broadway show. Same thing with Harry Potter. They have a show. I don't know if it's a Broadway show too, but there's a show in there too.
yeah,
I don't know how one day, if you could do everything in Epic Universe in one day, I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. We'll see how that plays out.
it doesn't really sound like you could. You definitely need at least 2 days. But even if if
And
you
that's
break
an
it down,
effort.
like you want to do,
And I was gonna say, Danny, that's like if everything worked. You know what I mean?
yeah, like just I think like just spending time to see all the different things in one of the lands would probably take majority of your day. And then if you wanted to do like you have to think like, for instance, like Stardust Racers, right? Like the big iconic roller coaster at the front of the park. That's like the iconic like main thing that you see. Like that's probably gonna have like a 2 hour plus wait just for that, like minimum, right?
Yeah.
And so like, and then that's like 2 hours out of your day, and then like just imagine how long like the Ministry of Magic attraction's gonna have, and it's just like I personally like am excited for it. I want to do it. I'm not trying to downplay it at all, but I just don't like the way that they're doing it. I understand why, right? Because otherwise they would just sell out of 1 day tickets every day for this park, and then their other parks would be empty. So this is a way for them to kind of like spread the love around the resort. But I guess I'll just wait until it's done.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm just gonna wait till November. I don't know if they'll still sell these super tight end tickets. But I'd rather go when it's better weather, Danny. Just for me personally, we know how brutal it gets in Florida, dude, and I don't want to pay thousands of dollars to be in 100-degree humidity, just nastiness. No, thank you. No, waiting in
Yeah.
long ass lines too. We got Warren. Warren. It's been a crazy last 3 years at Disneyland. Armando is always on top of it. Congrats, hey. This is just the beginning. I'm going to say it again. Avatar, Avenger Campus Expansion, Coco Ride, the new turnstiles, the 70th, the new parking structure, possibly a whole remodel of the Esplanade.
Walt animatronic.
Walt animated, like, dude, there's so much coming down the line.
You know what's crazy, Mondo, is like
Thank you, Wart.
what's crazy is just thinking about that right there. Like, whoever gets the first video of that, it's gonna be like the most viral video ever. Because there's never been a Walt Disney animatronic.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. So I'm just gonna say this about the Walt animatronic. I have heard that like there's insane technology coming to that Walt animatronic. I'm not gonna say like, oh, it's stuff we've never seen, but I guess like the goal has been like lifelike. So interpret that however you want, but that's what I'm hearing. I'm very excited to see Walt in person. I still think it's kind of weird. He's passed away a long time ago, so to like see him again in person, But at the same time, it is going to be like a beautiful thing from I almost want to say like reintroducing Walt to the future, because that's kind of what's happening. And then it's like a full circle because he loved the animatronics and the whole concept of animatronic. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. And it's going to be cool too to see how they do the Abraham Lincoln with Walt. So it's like 2 shows in one, possibly. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Really going under the radar. All right, let's move on. I said we would talk about it a little bit. Let me get into it right now. D23 Brazil. All right. This is completely under the radar, Danny. Is there anything that you've heard? Anything that you heard on your end?
No, I think Scott Gustin or someone else on Twitter did post that there will be a theme parks and experiences showcase. So they will announce some things in relation to the theme parks. So there will be news, right? That we'll have. Maybe it's just sort of like sharing with them more details of the news we already got announced, but at least we might get more details that weren't given to us at D23 for us in Anaheim, the main one. So it's exciting to see, and I think it's next weekend, right?
Yep, around the corner. November 8th. Damn. It's crazy.
Yeah.
This has been under the radar like crazy. I guess because it's in Brazil, but yeah, it's. I'm hearing there's big things to come from this thing. We'll get into it once Disney officially announces. I wonder if the people have had a good experience trying to book all these things, Danny, or was it just chaos like over here?
I mean, I don't know. There's a huge Disney audience in Brazil, like massive, right? Like the majority of the tourists that come to Walt Disney World are Brazilian. So there's a demand, huge demand, and that country has a massive population. So I would imagine it was probably just as hard as ours, in my opinion.
I wonder what time the big things are. You know, I don't know. I gotta look into that so we could be like ready. Like the big presentation's happening. I have to I know how to read Spanish, but I'm not.
Well, I think it's in Portuguese.
Oh, it's in Portuguese?
Yeah.
I don't I'm looking for like parks, you know what I mean? I don't really see anything like that. I don't know. I'll look into that. D23, like Danny said, there's going to be some stuff to talk about. We just have to wait. All right. Last thing to talk about. I'm going to start it off with one of my favorite Instagrams, our Knott's Adventure. Our Knott's Adventure posted these today. Merry Farm t-shirt and pin combo coming to Merry Farm. You can pre-order online and pick them up starting November 22nd. We get our first picture right there. I'm assuming that's Whittles. We got Snoopy, 'Tis the Season. And also, this right here is dropping. An interactive ornament for $30. So I'm assuming they're taking the technology from one of these. And they just stuck it in an ornament.
Yep.
I think that's a great idea.
It's an excellent idea. It's what we said last year. They tried to make their own version of something like this last year with the wand that like made the snow machines go off. But I don't think that hit the same as it did. They're going to still have the wand, right?
Yeah,
but,
lanterns like this is a home run, instant home run.
Yeah, and I feel like the lanterns, whether it's from Scary Farm or even that ornament, they can be like really nice decorations in and of themselves. And the wand was more like a bubble wand kind of thing. So I don't know. I felt like it had more of a I wouldn't be inclined to buy that, but I would buy the ornament for sure.
Yeah. The parks panel November 9th. What time,
Saturday.
Dragon Blood? Give us a time. I kind of want to buy the ornament. honestly, just to see what interactions come out of that. That will definitely
What did
make a
she?
day fun.
What did she say, Mondo, for heads up for Prestige?
Heads up, Prestige pass holders. If you visited Knott's 2+ times in October, check your pass perks. You should have 25% off coupon for interactive ornament.
Ooh,
Dang!
I should have a 25% off coupon then.
Hey, 25% off? That's such a that's what? That's like $7.50. I'll take that. Hell yeah. I can't wait to see what they'll do. We're a sucker for interactive things. But these are cool interactive things. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Also, too, Mary Farm right around the corner, everybody. I know we haven't really talked about it, but November 22nd to January 5th is Mary Farm.
There's gonna be a lot to talk about. I mean, Tiana's Bayou Adventure opens and as well as the Disneyland Christmas season, the 15th, and then the following weekend we've got Knott's Berry Farm. Are you gonna be back from the cruise, Mono, so we can go do Snoopy on Ice opening weekend?
I don't even know when I come back, Danny. I have to ask. We'll be back for sure, like somewhere near the start of Mary Farm. Damn.
Because I'm gonna wait to do Snoopy on Ice until you go.
Yeah, no, I definitely I can't wait, Danny. I can't wait. What like say somebody is new to Mary Farm. What are some of the highlights that like come out of Mary Farm for you? Like just to like let people know what to expect.
I really enjoy the dining options that they have at Knott's Berry Farm, and also the cookie decorating for kids. I think that's like really fun. Like the way they have it set up in like Mrs. Claus kitchen. I think that's like something that Disneyland hasn't really had in a while. I know Disneyland's going to be doing that this year with their new kind of experience that they're building in the Fantasyland Theater. But Knott's just always feels more like classic Christmassy in that aspect. So I feel like even if you go during Mary Farm and you don't even plan to ride a single attraction, I think you can have a really fun time. Just walking around the Christmas village, getting some of the special holiday treats, maybe doing some cookie decorating, waiting in line to meet and take pictures with Santa. Like you can have a really good time watching the Snoopy on Ice show, watching the Home for the Holidays show. Like there's just a lot of things to do that normally you can't do at Knott's. So
Mary Farm is the best time to go to Knott's out of the whole year. I love Mary Farm. There's just so much to do everywhere. And then like throughout the whole day too. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what Wilf and the people that do the food do come up with. Knott's has been swinging for the fences with food, so it's going to be good. It's going to be very good. I saw a little bit ago. I think this will be the last topic for the day, Danny. I think it was Alyssa brought it up. Let me see if I could bring up her question. Where is it? Right here. Mondo, Danny, which After Dark event will be replacing Disney Channel Night? I'm really sad about it not returning. Is this true?
Same.
Is this true?
Yeah, we got a confirmation. I think it was like Theme Park IQ or something, as far as like on the back end of the website, like which was taken down. So Mondo had received some kind of like a tip, right? Yeah. That Pride Night maybe wouldn't be coming back, just because the team that builds these events, they're only given so many nights to be able to do them, and they want to be able to bring new experiences too. But in order to do that, they have to take away existing ones to bring you new. They gave us Disney Channel Night last time, which they took away, some nights to do for that one, and so Mondo had heard potentially that it was going to be Pride Night, but it looks like Boogie Boogie Bash and Pride Night both have like back end stuff where they are coming back. Mm-hmm. And the only one that doesn't is Disney Channel night, which means it wouldn't be coming back. I know Disney Channel night, it took a while for it to sell out. I think it just because it wasn't marketed very well. But the people that went, including myself, had an incredible time and were speaking volumes about how amazing it was. But I think Disney just wants something that's going to sell out like right away. And I feel like Disney Channel night would have sold out if they sold it again. I certainly would have bought a ticket for it immediately the moment it went back. But I feel like they want to go harder with something like that's a little bit more like viral, right? That can sell out right away. Is that going to be a 90s night? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But it sounds like from the speculation that we're hearing with pretty good backup to it, Mondo, is that Disney Channel night is the night that's been axed for replacement this year.
Yeah. Damn. I honestly, if you ask me, Disney Channel night instantly sells out if it did have an opportunity again. It's shocking that ain't coming back. I didn't hear anybody say anything bad about it. I talked to at least 10 people. That's shocking. That's shocking.
Yeah.
I'm kind of after darked out. But if there is something new, I'll really take a hard consideration. But if 90s night came back, I'm buying 2 days for sure. One in the beginning, one at the end. I would like to do that one twice. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of after darked out, man. I'm more fan fest. Give me some fan fest from Universal Studios Hollywood. Junior, 21 months, fired up. Scare actors are on fire. I can't wait to feel it. I want to feel it. Thank you, Junior. 21 months. Closing thoughts on everything, Danny. Closing thoughts.
Man, it's been a great horror season this year. All the haunts, Knotts, Universal. It's crazy to think that they're all ending this weekend. But I had a great time. I feel like this is one for the books for sure, especially at Knott's. And I feel like we'll look back at this year as one of the better years for the different events. So I feel like we always don't realize how good it is until it's gone.
Yeah.
I just was really happy with the haunts this year and all the offerings. And I'm looking forward to see, how they change next year. So we know we're losing Waxworks and we know we're losing Bloodline 1842. So, what are we going to get? It seems like all the new mazes are in the backstage area.
I know, everything new back there. 8 Fingers, 45, Widows, and whatever other 2 new things come. It's hard to even speculate what comes to Knott's because it's original stuff, and there's no way to guess what their minds are going to make.
I would have never guessed spiders. That's for sure.
I would have never guessed 8 Fingers 9, or I think that's what it's called, 8 Fingers 9. My closing thoughts, it's been a wonderful, wonderful haunt season, Halloween season. I've had a lot of fun, a lot of great memories throughout all the theme parks, even Dark Harbor. Dark Harbor was a 50-50 of having fun and not having fun, but overall, that event had so much success. It was sold out. It seemed like every day. So really happy for that event to come back so strong. Long Beach, they want Halloween over there for sure. But Knott's was great. Fright Fest was great. Horror Nights was in my opinion epic. I've had so much fun. Disneyland, in my opinion, is last place when it comes down to Halloween. There was a whole lot of nothing. Just a whole lot of nothing. But overall, it is one of my favorite Halloween seasons I've ever had. And I can't wait to do it all over again next year. I can't wait to do it in about 1 hour, everybody. So everybody that's watching this live, if you like Halloween Horror Nights, I will be live from Halloween Horror Nights in about 1 hour. We're going to document all the final moments. Hopefully we get to do the last Terror Tram and then just watch all the monsters close out at the fire towers. I don't really care to do mazes. But I just want to be there for the final moments of Horror Nights. I almost feel like crying every time it's the very end. It's very emotional. Very emotional. Just seeing all the monsters and all the hard work they put all come to an end, you know. Danny, before we leave though, any content on the horizon from your end?
Yeah, so other than we had the podcast, the 3 episodes that just came out, including episode 100. So there won't be a new podcast episode until closer to this coming weekend, just to space it out so you guys have some opportunity to listen to it. And then there is a video that I had filmed with like my review and experience at the food restaurant as well as Tiana's. So and plus some updates to give just a little bit of a visual of some of the stuff I talked about during the podcast. So that'll be up this week as well too.
Hell yeah. Also too, before we get out of here, regular Josh One, I just highlighted him right here. He has a YouTube channel. He's been putting out some great content. Check out his YouTube. Check out regular Josh's One's YouTube. He's been on fire. All right. Big thank you, Danny. Thank you, everybody, for watching Speculation Sunday. I'll see you guys at Halloween Horror Nights. Hit the like button. We are firing it down. The Cali Bay, just as Danny are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.